Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Lens of Truth with me, Ivan Florentino, and let's get to this Stellar Blade review.
Push! That's not an ordinary enemy.
Adam, get back!
So one of the things that I do like about Stellar Blade is the combat is very precise. There's a heaviness and a weight to the combat, and I actually thought it was going to be a little bit more like Bayonetta and also almost like Devil May Cry as well. That's what I thought it was going to be, but it's a little bit more deliberate. There's a heft to it, and you kind of have to be a bit more precise in your timing, but it's actually a lot of fun, and it was very, very difficult as well. This game was hard, and I was playing it on normal. I did die a few times, but it was actually fun because you do have to do a lot of parrying, blocking, and dodging. And one of the obvious things is the graphics. They are gorgeous. The sci-fi setting is really, really cool. And whether you think it's a controversy or not, the main character Eve is wearing a tight skin suit and it just looks super, super cool. And yes, it's very sexy and attractive, but it just fits the aesthetic very well. That's not even the main focus of the game besides the models, but the enemy design is really, really cool. There's quite a bit of cutscenes as well, so I'm actually very invested in the story because these characters that are coming after Eve and the male character Adam, who is helping you throughout, at least in the beginning of the prologue of the game, seems very interesting. So not only can Eve run, dodge, block, and parry, you're able to upgrade her with skill trees as well, and things you find throughout the entire adventure.
This isn't looking good. Let's go! Is that an alpha nativa? Let's join them.
And what I also forgot to mention that there's also special moves directed to the forward buttons on the right while holding the L button. And those build up over time as you're taking damage and giving damage to enemies. And going into the menu, you can practice all of these moves, even the ones that you don't have already. So you can practice them and see if you want to purchase them when you're able to gain some skills and increase your character's strength as well. And along with the sword combat, we do have some ranged attacks and using your drone that attaches to your arm and used like a gun. You're able to fire missiles, shotgun shells, flame rounds, and even lasers. It makes for a satisfying combat system. And outside of the main missions, you do have some side quests where you can help out some citizens of the city. You can even go fishing, collect cans, and all of this to gain some materials in order to build your character, to build your stats, upgrade your special weapons, your clothing. So there's a lot to do, especially with the varied open locations, which I was surprised that they were so huge. Now, one of the things that surprised me that I didn't think was even going to be part of this gameplay is that Eve can actually swim. You can even dive and ascend. There's actually some great depth with the swimming as well. You can swim very quickly, and there's also treasure chests and things like that under the water. So I was just expecting to do some type of a surface swimming or not even be able to swim at all, but that was a nice surprise. And again, this game is tough. I died a few times, but the timing for the parries and the dodging, that window is super narrow, but you are able to get used to it because you do have to pay attention to the enemy's swings with their weapons or their claws. But after practicing a few times, I was able to get down some of the parrying and the dodging as well. And one of the things that you will be able to do is buy health items, and that's how you get able to save, upgrade your character, and you'll even see cutscenes and conversations with other characters. And along the way, this droid does follow you, giving you hints and tips, and just speaking with you along the way, and he is the male character of this game. There's a lot of platforming sections that I just felt like are way too clunky, and it is actually heavily focused when I was playing this game, but it just felt a little off. Not too bad, but I kept falling off a lot into the pits and dying. It just doesn't feel as fluid as I would like it to be. And pressing the middle of the PlayStation 5 controller does this scan that helps you see if there are climbable areas in the world that you're at. So that item droid does highlight things like money, any health items and enemies, and climbable surfaces along the way. And by the way, I was playing this on the PS5 with the balance mode on. So this one is balanced in both performance and graphics as well. There's also a straight out performance mode and a quality mode as well. And the first one, performance and quality, run at 60 frames per second, while the pure graphics quality mode runs at 30 frames per second. And now there is also a main campsite, and this is one that has a bit more options, like fast travel unlocked as well. You're able to change the music, upgrade your character, your drone, and Eve's clothing as well. Those options are there once you collect materials scattered throughout the environment. And what I also forgot to mention was the music is so good. It just fits the tone very well. There's a lot of great action music and mellow music in the background while you're exploring, and it just fits very well. And it kind of reminds me of that of Nier Automata. That type of music is what the style is going for.
This way! Watch out for Garner's interception. Don't stop! Keep moving, Eve!
After putting in close to 40 hours, I do recommend you do a lot of side quests, because there are some areas where it gets hard locked before you can go back into the overworld and start doing some side missions so that you can earn materials and have a chance to buy many items and also unique clothing for Eve as well. So for all the positives, this game is gorgeous. The high resolution graphics, the character models, the environments, the great music, with a lackluster story that just never hits the points that it does. It's not even close to being that of Nier Automata, but the gameplay is the star of the show. And let me know down in the comment section below if you guys are interested in this game and if you played the demo. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Here, friend. It's me you want.
No! Ah!
Eve! Get out of here.